All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome to another night of Pathfinder 2nd Edition in my homebrew world of Cyrenthe here on my Twitch channel. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, we are on episode 54. So, the players are actually going to be gifted a hero point from their generous GM. So, they have another hero point to use against me. But I think that's really kind of it for that. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah. If you, I already talked about myself. Sorry, I'm a little out of it. Music that you heard at the intro and you're going to hear for the rest of the night comes from our bard Gregulus Designs or the Derpwood. You can find their music on YouTube and Spotify. If you're a follower of my Twitch channel, you can actually create an NPC that inhabits the world of Cyrenthe, my homebrew world where the players are playing in. And that character will actually interact with the players in one form or another. If you want that character to have a bigger tale to tell, a bigger story, if you subscribe to the channel, we're going to make sure that they have a larger plot point kind of around them. So feel free to subscribe to the channel. Also, if I'm being a little bit harsh and feel like the players need some help, you can donate bits to the channel, and you can gift a hero point to any player or the GM of your choice. So that's 100 bits for 1 point. I think that's really it for my announcements. I'm going to get in player intros, and we'll get right back into the game. So first up, Mike, a little bit about yourself and who you are playing tonight.
Hey, everyone. I'm Mike, a.k.a. Madcap23 on most socials, where I'm not Mike. Been playing tabletop RPGs for darn near 30 plus years. Really enjoying this. Tonight I will be playing Hestian, your Whisper Elf Rogue, who has been 6 sessions since I've committed a war crime. So, yeah.
It's sad that we have to have that counter. Allie, a little bit about yourself and who you are playing tonight.
My name is Allie. I do this here. I don't have any handles or anything. I'm bad at math, so I'm obviously the group treasurer, and I'm playing Joanna the Human Monk.
And Shelly, a little bit about yourself and who you are playing tonight.
Heyo, it's Shelly, also known as Flea Monkey, also known as Hey, it's Flea Monkey on Threads and Instagram. Tonight, I am playing Guzmik, your friendly neighborhood cleric, who is really good at math and might help Joanna err on the side of our favor when it comes to numbers. I'm sure our GM was not actually keeping track of how much money we have. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I may or may not be a
Totally
very
kidding.
controlling GM. No. The problem is Guzmik does not have all the information because Allie likes to squirrel money away, it sounds like, in her coin and not keep track.
Yeah, we spent it last session.
Broke into the coin and it hurt.
Yeah.
Not all of it.
No, not all of it. There's still coin in the coin.
1 coin is too many.
That needs to be full at all times.
Well, let's make a deposit tonight. Let's get it back up there. Huh?
Why are we planning on doing that?
Getting money, bruh.
Where are we getting money from?
Where do we always get it from? You know, here and there.
Okay, let's.
We're
let's
going
do
on
it.
a treasure hunt.
War crime.
War crime.
No.
Jeez.
6 games. Inches.
All right, let's get back to the game. I had music selected already. Oh, come on, mouse. You can do it.
Hey!
Players, last session, we finally remembered to respond to the boys. The dug up a cache in town. Made a deal with Vicious, a Dracokin seller of goods, to be introduced with some members of the Burntail clan by delivering a restock order to someone at Last Glen. Let's see. Guzmik and Hastian trialed the Voidwalkers dropped as Joanna was continuing to drive the cart to the towards Last Glen, though Guzmek and Hastian had varying degrees of success in their with the potion. And we last left off where Hastian was walking out kind of in that dusk hour to a little ways off the north of the road where the hidden cache is with where another hidden cache is, where Hastian does remember being there when Dr. Hendricks buried it many, many years ago. With that, I guess who would like to go first, players? Do we want to go in the time with the Vardo, with the gals, or with Hastian?
We can do Vardo stuff first. I think ours is going to be less exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So just to clarify, you said it was nearly dark. And Heston took off and didn't
He
tell us?
did
or he
announce that he was going to head off to the to quick recover the cache.
And did he indicate it was familiar to him?
I don't think I said anything about whether it was familiar or not.
Okay. Well, Joanna, what do you make of this? Why do you suppose he just took off by himself? It's weird, right?
Steal it.
I mean,
Personal?
you think so?
Mm.
I think he's, I don't know, like sad. I mean, I guess I would not doubt it. There'd be good reason for him to be sad about, what we're doing right now. But kind of worried too. I mean, it's getting dark and we haven't been here before.
Yeah. Can you see him? If you go in the
I feel
radar?
like I saw him walk away, but then he may have disappeared. Can I still see him with my dark vision?
I guess it's up to you. If you would like to have kind of seen him, you can see him kind of making his way down a path heading off to the north, but you can also say that you don't.
I think I would have been watching to see where he went. But since he went off on his own, and we're kind of thinking maybe he's kind of doing his own thing a little bit, I'm just going to watch and not follow until I hear him screaming. Do you think this is the right idea, Joanna? Should we just let him go? I mean, I can barely see him right now.
Confidence tricks me, and he seems pretty confident.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess
He's
let's just
probably-
listen.
Yeah. I trust
He
him.
can probably hear us talking too. You know, those
That's-
ears.
I don't think my
Heston?
ears are quite that good.
Heston, if you're listening, 2 short screams if you're in trouble. And I don't say that very loud either.
Very high pitched.
Just like this.
I don't write quotes down very often, but I had to write that one down. Guzmek and Joanna, as you are kind of glancing off towards the north after Hastian, you hear a familiar vibration coming from somewhere within the Vardo.
Find my pack. Find my pack.
digging around, you're able to find the scroll case.
I can
It's
read it.
fine. Let's
Yep.
yeah, open it. Here.
Looking at it, you see 2 paragraphs of slightly different handwriting. Seems they have both written a message. The first one. Yay, we are so glad you're okay. Didn't know what to write, so we tried to do something to give a more fun update. Keithnack all better this morning too, so we enjoyed the festival. I won a stuffed animal in a festival game and gave it to Keithnack, so now Obi has a friend. Waiting to hear more from Decent Noodle South, Fangtooth. The other one. Have you all had glass candy before? Fangtooth ate too much at once and couldn't open his mouth. He could eventually, but not before I got to eat a candy cloud. Happy you all safe. Heard someone will be walking on lava sometime, so maybe they are a lava dragon. Going to try to talk to them. We miss Decent Noodle South, Keithnack.
Do you want to wait for Hestian to come back before responding?
Yeah, let's hang on just maybe a little bit. Like if he gets murdered out in the forest or something, at least then we can tell.
Good
Decent
update.
Noodle South.
Mhm.
North. It's north. Right. I'm already thinking about what I'm gonna say because Heston's dead.
They said north, right?
We're south, they're
Yeah.
north.
They
Okay.
said
And if I do die, I expect you to do something like this and keep me with you.
Keeping them around. God.
no problem. I'll cut that head right off.
They did mention Decent
Only if you're
Noodle
dead.
South, or say Decent Noodle South, but this because they said like they missed you guys.
Okay.
Not that they are Decent Noodle South.
I'm glad they're having fun going to a festival.
Yeah.
Got a stuffed
Team boys.
animal.
Yeah.
They grow up so fast, don't they?
Our adult friends who are like children.
Hey, don't judge them. I'd be eating the candy floss too.
I don't know if I've had any.
It's cotton candy.
Has
We should-
Joanna's too straight laced.
No
Doesn't
drugs,
do
no
cotton
candy.
Yeah.
No drugs, really. Miss, I'll take Mountain's Foot.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
you got any more Mountain's Foot? Hey, how about some Mountain's Foot with that?
It's only
Dab.
because of Guzmik's influence.
Yeah.
Great influence. What are you talking about? Okay, well, I'll roll it up and put it in back in the backpack for right now. But we can't forget. We can't forget to write back to them today.
never again.
No, never again. They were so worried.
I felt so bad.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of worried,
Oh, yeah.
As we
have you heard any screams?
fade over to Hastian. Hastian, a bit of travel again through the woods down this almost like a game trail, if you can call it that. It's been so overgrown. You're kind of led by these torn and faded small banners and kind of flags that randomly kind of lead you down the path to this open glade. Though at this time of the night, losing the sun, you do arrive to the open glen, where much is the same as you last remember it. The banners might be a bit more faded. The crumbling kind of short stone ruined walls like barely remain above the grasses. The what has changed the most in this center of the glen, you remember this imposing boulder, good 15, 20 feet high, with this unnaturally wide and tall tree with roots growing over the boulder, almost like wrapping it, as the tree has since fallen over and is kind of leaning at like a 45-degree angle. The roots on one side have kind of lifted up and away. The boulder itself is actually split down the center and kind of leaving an open gap leading deeper to some unknown darkness at this point in time during the night. What would you like to do?
So low light vision, do I see anything odd in the clearing?
Give me a perception check.
$27.
Let's see. With a 27, you're looking for something odd.
Well, I mean, like the tree is fallen over. That's weird. The boulder split. That's kind of weird too. It makes me think about like a lightning strike. But boy, that doesn't seem quite right. So I'm looking around to see if like there's any people, things, animals anywhere around, you know, the area. If there seems to be a path going into that split of the boulder or anything like that.
No, you're actually devoid of like all any kind of tracks or motion kind of within. You do see like around the base of the boulder, you do notice a number of, with the 27, kind of plants that seem to be being choked out of it, but you do notice a lot of upturned dirt and such kind of around the boulder at this time.
Yeah, not the way I remember it. Kind of quietly looking up into the sky. Dad, why in the hell did we not just keep this with us? And I head back to the Vardo. I'm not going to risk that there's anything untoward here on my own. So I'm going to go back. And when I get there, I'm just going to look at the gals and say, you know, I thought this one was going to be an easy one for me to just get on my own because I remember helping Dr. Hendricks put the stash in this thing, but it looks completely different. The tree's fallen over, the boulder split in half. I didn't trust it enough to do this on my own, so let's get a good night's sleep. We'll go back out there tomorrow in the daylight and see if there's anything fun.
Okay, sounds good. Did you hear me, by the way, before about the short screams? If you're in trouble? You didn't hear that? Okay, it's good to know. It's good to know how far you can hear. Pretend I never said anything. Let's go to sleep.
Oh,
Oh,
Boys.
yeah. Oh, glad you have a good memory, Joanna.
Never
Never
again.
mountain's foot for me.
never
Never
again.
again. Oh, let's go to sleep.
It's a cautionary tale. Don't do drugs, kids.
So I'm gonna read the I'm gonna read the scroll as well, and I'm gonna say, wow, they must have found a really good carnival. It's not often that you get both a candy floss and or a candy cloud and a rock candy, glass candy vendor. Very nice. Where were they again? What town?
Did they say?
They're up in Parlan.
They were in Parlin last time. Did they say in this message they were still in Parlin? Okay.
It's got to be up there too. They got to be there still. I don't think that there'd be. Well, I mean, okay, I'm gonna give Circus Lore a roll. Why not? With a 13. Can I just go off on my own?
I mean, you
As
can
in,
tell.
like,
You can
talk.
always feel free to tell a story. It might not be right.
So we wouldn't have stopped in a smaller town, and we were kind of a mid-size circus. We had a couple people that were selling foods and treats for the kids and that, and all of our entertainers were top notch, of course. But to have something that seems like they have carnival games and things like that, that's got to be a pretty decent sized carnival, and they'd probably stay near the larger cities. We would hit some of the smaller towns, which is how Doc Hendricks found Cyrenthe as the place that he was going to retire to. It was one of our last stops as a carnival, as a circus.
You sold food?
Oh yeah, you have to have some food. I mean,
That makes sense.
well, it wasn't good food, okay? I mean, it was things like preserved sausages, and there were like we'd get barrels of beer from someplace by like the third or fourth town you got to if you couldn't replenish. It was really rancid. But we also would have some treats for the kids, usually baked goods like cookies and things to that effect, but nothing. Oh, you've had my food. Where do you think I learned that?
Mm. I didn't know if that was just workers get the fancy food.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. She froze and just now kind of left. Just now broke and came back, so it actually worked out perfect.
Sorry.
Awesome.
Guzmek, you kind of just like blanked out a second. Well, Hashin was just telling the story. It's nothing.
Good.
Nothing important
Circus
at all.
life.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But I'm not. You all can go ahead and write to the boys back this time. I don't think that we need. I don't think that we need to do anything other than be honest about what we're doing and go from there. There's no big apologies that I think we need to make or anything like that. So, if either of you want to take the reins and write to them and say, "Hey,"
We don't need to make it weird. We'll just, yeah. Joanna, you want to write it?
No, I'm still recovering from my drunk text.
Okay. That's fair. Decent Noodle North. Dearest. You see me scribble and then dearest in front of it. All is good here. We are on a quest to find some treasure. We're safe. We're well fed. We wish we were eating all of this candy with you and buying friends for our animals. Love you. Miss you tons. Decent Noodle South.
Perfect.
It's good.
I like it.
P.S. Joanna is not currently drunk. Then I seal it up and send it.
He'll be so proud.
Currently is in all caps, by the way.
Okay. Not sober, just not drunk.
Right.
I guess then to bed and watches all.
I think the standard watches, yeah.
I'll say I wouldn't worry about rolling yet tonight. Your watches will pass uneventfully. Unless there's anything you want to do during your watch. Okay.
No. Guzmek looks at the Voidwalker potion. Just makes sure we still have it. It's there. It's going to be an important time for us. And puts back in her stash. Takes none.
Actually, Joanna would like to talk to Abe about Obi and his new friend, and tell him that he'll meet more of his buddies. East Noodle North.
Okay.
Look for movement. Hope it doesn't happen.
No movement.
Happy. Can talk to him, but he can't respond. If he responds, I scream.
Just keep adding more to the quotes. Okay. With that, the morning sun rises. You are, I guess you kind of break camp a little. Are you leaving the Vardo? You could probably take it along a little bit and kind of hide it off the side of the road if you wanted to, if everyone's going to head off to the north.
Well, how far is it? I mean, if Joanna and I went and Guzmik stayed with the wagon, is it a very long distance?
It's probably 100 feet, 200 feet.
That's not bad. Yeah, I mean, if that's acceptable to you, Joanna, I'd like to have you and I go in, and I mean, we'll secure the Vardo as best as we can. And I don't know. I'm of two minds. If we all want to go, we can, but otherwise, we could have someone stay with the Vardo. It's really up to you all.
There's nobody out here.
True. Not now, at least.
Maybe, do you want me to just run out there and do a detect and see if I can detect anything? You know, and then I'll go back to the Vardo and watch it, and you guys can deal with everything that happens after. While I'm sitting
I'm good
on the
either
pillow.
way. Like I said, if we could get, if you all think that we can just tie the Vardo down and have it stay safe, all three of us could go.
I mean, does that seem reasonable? That we could leave it?
Seems reasonable to me.
I don't know how. I have not a good idea about the traffic that comes by here, how much we've seen last night or anything like that.
Yesterday, you did not experience anybody crossing your path. You didn't experience and notice anybody on the road one way or another, so you probably have at least an hour, depending on when people would get up and go, that anybody might possibly show up, but that's if they were, camping nearby, which it's hard to tell. You could probably got at least an hour.
Okay, maybe we should just all go.
Okay.
And if it starts to get long and there's a lot of digging and hard labor, I'll just go back and watch the Vardo. Does that sound fair?
Sounds great.
Okay. All right. Good. Let's make it secure and head out.
Okay. Kind of battening down a little bit, tying the horses off. The three of you.
Oh.
Oh.
Before we start going down there, I took some time this morning, and I crafted my my damage poisons for my poison weapon feat.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I should do the well rested thing.
I would also like to do a thing before we go. I would like to go talk to Wendy.
Sure.
Now listen, Wendy, if anyone, not us, comes by and tries to make you go anywhere, don't. All right? There's an extra apple in it for you. when we get back. Or whatever kind of food we have here that she might like.
She doesn't respond verbally immediately, but you can tell from body language, like she, when you kind of call out to her, the ears kind of flip back, and then she kind of loosens and relaxes when you start talking to her, and telling her that she should stay put. She kind of stiffens up, and then as the promise of the apple, she'll kind of stand up a little bit straighter, and ears will kind of be perked straight up. And got it. Won't move from here.
Good. Wendy, you're a smart horse. You will be rewarded when we return. For sure. And I'll pat
I'll
her
remember.
on the neck. So will I. Give her a little swoop. I can't even probably reach that. I'll touch her leg. And squeeze her knee. Good job. And then go.
Yeah.
Tell the others, by the way. As I'm running off. Tell the others.
Sure.
I only talk to you. You're the middle horse.
Sure. Fair enough. You kind of see them all kind of confer a little bit. With that, you track back through the woods as you reach this glade again. Now, you can see more of that uprooted tree kind of leaning off to the side, and it is still standing free from the grove of trees around, like it hasn't connected, so it is still trying to hold on to the rock. The stones, kind of the outer stones, probably maybe a total of 40-foot diameter, kind of square around this like partially broken wall, or again, now you can barely see in this overgrown kind of glade. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go up right behind Castian and say, lead the way.
Get a Spartan, kick him into the glade.
No.
I'm gonna move there.
Kuzmik will prepare to cast Detect Magic on all of Cyrenthe, but specifically right around this tree.
Okay, so 30-foot emanation from you.
Where am I? Oh, I need to hold on. I need to move up. Oh, I can't move up. I have to place the emanation first.
Oh.
Okay, this is where I'm gonna put it. So I'll move up now.
Are you planning to like climb up some of the roots and kind of take a moment to
No.
cast this, or?
I'll get right there.
Gotcha.
So I guess it can be adjusted down a little bit around me. Yeah.
Sure. All right. As you bravely step forward with Hastian at your side, you cast your Detect Magic. You do sense some magic kind of glowing from the center of this rock. The problem is, it's not like there's an item there. It's more so that it is being underlit
Okay. So that means something is likely underneath
Under
the
the
rock,
rock,
and
yeah.
doing some kind of like. That's weird. Why wouldn't it just register the magic down there?
Where did we bury the treasure?
You remember Dr. Hendricks burying it in a kind of a bundled knot of roots in the shape of a heart. If you want, you can try looking for that.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, give me a perception check.
$15.
From where you are, you do not see it. You probably have to spend a bit of time climbing around the roots in order to locate it. Because again, admittedly, it has been displaced a lot since you last have been here.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Okay. Stepping up kind of onto the root ball and climbing around. It takes you a little while. You almost have to circle the entire thing and climbing up before you do find, which was probably where the heart was. Like, you kind of see that basic heart shape to it. But there is no more kind of dirt underneath that spot, as in where you found this is one that has raised up.
Yeah, shit. Okay.
Looking,
So it'd be over here somewhere.
it would be actually pretty close to the center where it had lifted it away, and it is probably down in the crack of the boulder.
Do we have a pickaxe in the Vardo? Crowbar? Anything?
I don't think so.
Now this crack is like a good 2-3 feet wide. Kind of at the opening is probably closer to 4 and leading in. So you could probably squeeze your way in.
You being Hessian.
Sorry.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Anyone watching, don't wonder.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's just something. Does anyone have rope?
I have rope.
I do too. I
Sure,
just saw it. Sorry. I pull rope out of my backpack. I do a quick using circus lore. I'm going to craft just do a kind of a harness, like an acrobat's harness. Not very well. 14, probably serviceable. Put it around myself. Ask Joanna to come up, and Joanna and Guzmik to hold the other end of the rope while I try to descend, so that if you hear me scream, any scream, not just 2 short screams, any type of scream, just pull me out. Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and go down into the crack.
Are you okay? Give me a athletics check as you're kind of climbing down.
I swear.
Can I do
he
acrobatics
screams.
instead?
A little too tight for acrobatics.
20.
Although plenty good. As you kind of start climbing your way down, despite the kind of split in the boulder, you're able to keep strength on kind of the edges and kind of get your shoulders a little bit prouder to kind of help you wiggle your way down. Down about ground level, you do notice an opening to a deeper darkness, but you can also see a kind of the edges of something man-made, as there's a bit of wood kind of edged around in a square.
Yep, gonna pull that out.
You find that edge of a square is like a structure edge, as in you find a trapdoor broken in.
Okay, looking into the trapdoor, is there anything in there?
Sure. Inside, with the vision that you have, you're kind of floating up here above this room that's probably about 15 by 15. You can see in a collapsed and eroding desk, a chair, a couple bookshelves that have kind of crumbled upon themselves. There's a small... Well, what catches your eye are two things. One, another trapdoor in a corner. But in another corner, you see a small table with a open book. But on that book, growing out of it, is a flower of shimmering rainbow-like translucency. You also see that, well, would you see this? You'll probably see the edge of a box on the floor, kind of directly below you, with kind of partially submerged in water. With your low light vision and during the day, you probably have enough light in there.
Okay. I'm gonna yell up and say, "Hey, there's a weird room down here with a weird flower grown out of a book. But I do think I found the treasure chest. Hopefully it's still intact. I do need to go down a little bit more, so please lower me down just a bit."
Tell me when, I guess.
All right, as Hessian is slowly lowered through, as you kind of squeeze your way down into this room and can see better now, along the walls of this room, you see a row of faintly glowing sigils and symbols in arcane nature, probably, that kind of line the wall about 10 feet off of the ground.
Okay. Is there anything that I recognize in the sigils that are there?
You can try an occultism.
$18.
Not really. It is old magic. You kind of feel like it's not nefarious. It's more of a ward protection than something dangerous.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab the treasure chest.
Okay.
And put that in my backpack.
All right.
Does it still feel like it's got heft to it?
It has heft to it, and you can even notice kind of on the broken, because it's kind of broken open a little bit on the end, you can notice a bit of red and blue fabric kind of poking out through the broken end of it.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna take a closer look at the flower that's growing out of that book.
All right. As you go to inspect the flower, you see that it is giving off its own kind of very faint glow and faint light that it looks of ink, but you can tell from a glance that it is more solid than ink.
Weird.
And out of the book, you see that same kind of greenish color of the sigils around the room. You can kind of see a bit of that ink almost crawling up the walls. But then under the desk, under the table and around the rest of the room, you also see a bunch of kind of a pinkish hue, kind of also crawling up towards the sigils.
The sigils are 10 feet up all around the
Yep.
room?
Yep.
And he came down through it. Okay.
Is there anything else in the book? Like when I'm looking at the book, is there writing or anything on there?
It seems any kind of writing is almost like roots of that flower. Kind of, you can like see the ink bleeding through pages, but the front pages that are open are empty.
Okay. I'm going to say, hey, get ready to pull me up.
Okie dokie.
I really want to take that.
How good is my hearing?
I mean, you are right above him, and sounds like he's talking to himself a little bit.
I didn't say that out loud.
Okay.
This is Mike. This is Mike saying to Tyler, I really want to take that. So,
you guys said
the question I
you can do
have-
whatever you want.
I'm going to do a thievery check to see if I can find any type of traps around it. That's a 15.
Right. You don't see any workings of a trap. This is a very, very
Okay.
barren corner of the room.
I'm going to pick up the book. I'm not going to close it. I'm going to just pick it up. Does anything happen?
A couple kind of strands that were out to the wall, kind of that spider webbing, probably snapped, but there's still a number of them kind of still attached. That's it. Nothing else happens.
How's it
Pull me
going
up.
down there?
Pull me up.
Okay, you got the chest.
Yep.
Okay.
As you pull
Here we go.
Hastian away and up, the rest of the strands kind of break, and the room darkens. That's it.
Okay.
If he doesn't scream, we'll just keep pulling him up, I guess.
Yeah.
Hastian, up you go. Kind of
Nice.
struggling a bit to get yourself out without closing the book. But you're able to get up and free of this hole.
And does the book still look like it has flower growing out of it?
Ashton, what's this?
I don't know, but this is really fucking cool.
It's got a flower growing
Right?
out of it.
Let's.
Okay, what else is on this book? Like,
I didn't take a close look. Let's go back to the Vardo and take a look at it.
I'm not quite
Okay.
sure how to help you with that.
Alright. As
yeah,
you
okay.
head back to the Vardo, you get back relatively quickly. Kuzmik, you will notice that you're getting a hard stare.
Yep. I at first go straight into the Vardo and get some fruit that I know she likes.
Okay.
She being Wendy, of course. I'll bring it out and give it to her. I don't think I can still do I'll just give it to her
She
without words.
chomps loudly at it and then gives a kind of a bit of a snuffle to you and a sigh of contention.
Contention.
Contentment.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Like what?
Words.
What? Wendy? WTF? Wendy? Okay. Yeah, my speak with animals will only last an hour, so it's probably.
I mean, you'll still get the.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't need to. Yeah.
Her mouth's full.
All
She
right.
doesn't want to talk with her mouth full. So.
We've trained her well. Etiquette school, horse etiquette school. Haas, they call it. Hess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's check out this book. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Wait, no, chest. Book scares
I'm
me.
more interested in the book. I mean, we
Before
got
we
both.
go to the we got both. I mean, I can open the chest. I think that our resident magic expert should look at the book because I believe it's magical. So I'll take the chest out of my backpack. I'll set it down. I'll examine it for traps, even though I'm pretty sure the old man would have done that. So, Jesus, I am just having a hard time breaking 10 tonight. On the roll itself, so that's 18 for that. Any traps I see?
You do see a trap, but
Yeah.
the trap was already sprung. Seems the fall may have prematurely set it off.
Yeah. Just like the old man. Anyway, so I open up the chest.
All right, you find you find a bit of fabric, that red and blue that you have not seen quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
This fabric is red on one side, blue on the other, embroidered with fanciful designs and showmanship, as this is the first of Dr. Hendrick's show cloaks that you kind of remember seeing. Held up in fantastic condition, despite sitting in water and the elements for who knows how long. Rolling out of that cloak as well is a very hefty satchel of coins.
Count it now.
Mhm.
So while Guzmik is busy trying to discern the mysteries of the book, I'll go ahead and count the amount of money in the sack of coins. And yeah.
You will find that there's about 5,000 silver in this bag. Guzmik, if you can give me an occultism lore check. Or an occultism check.
That's not great. I'm gonna spend a point.
Okay. You guys are not rolling great tonight. Dang.
No, we are not.
No, not at all.
Oh, it's much better. 25. On my occultism check.
Weird. Okay. As you kind of inspect the book and the flower, you notice that the book itself does not seem to hold any magic. It's actually, the more you handle it, the more the book kind of starts to disintegrate in your hands. Though the flower is something that strikes a bit of maybe a tickle in the back of your head of something you've heard of before, but you've never seen. Just kind of described as a mana flower. Very impossible, I should say, or near impossible to manufacture artificially. And it is said that they grow from ancient tomes and spellbooks of magic through many, many ages and years. Worth quite the pretty penny for the right buyer.
Okay. So my take is that it's probably absorbed the magic from the book, and now the book is nothing, and it's all in the flower.
Yep.
All right. So the book can be. I mean, it's the book is done. You guys, it's just touch it if you want. It's nothing. This flower, though. Whew. We're rich. Well, it's your dad's, Hestian. I mean, if we want to sell it,
No, that's not my dad's.
this book is this whole thing wasn't his stash. He didn't build this whole place down here.
No, not that I know of. The only thing that we did was we buried this chest, and it looks like something caused the split in the rock, and there was already this thing underneath there. So I wouldn't say that this is my dad's.
What else was down there?
Nothing else. It was wet. It was there was a bed, there was broken up bed, there was a broken table. All kind that was pretty much it.
So you think somebody lived down there for a while with your
Yeah.
dad's treasure chest unopened?
Yeah.
I believe that
cracked.
when the stone cracked, that the chest fell. There was a trap door that led deeper, and I just didn't bother because
So
we have something to do.
So wait. What you're telling me is that there's potentially more cool stuff we could find if we just went back not even half-hour walk. We're here right now. You don't want to check it out?
On the way back,
What if there's more of these flowers down there? What if there's more stuff that... I mean... If it's a treasure trove down there, we could be done now.
if the flowers are as valuable as you say they are, we could be done now. By just having the one and offering that to the talented woman that cursed my father.
Or we could just go down that other trap door, see if there's more stuff down there. I understand we have a mission. We're doing that, but we're right here. What do you guys think? I can be persuaded to just keep going.
Joanna, it's up to you. You're the deciding vote. We go down and investigate the trapdoor, or do we continue on and maybe come back to it?
I didn't even know you would grab a flower. I say we leave. It's your dad.
Okay.
All right. Decent Noodle has spoken. But we're missing a great opportunity here, I think.
We will come back.
Okay. We'll put this on the map at least.
Okay.
We're right. Okay, we're right here, but okay. So let's load her up and go.
Yep.
Packing up, continuing on away from the where it stopped for the night. You've only lost maybe an hour, total hour and a half of the day, so you could probably get pretty far, though you may yet have a use of the horseshoes yet. Would you want to use that, or are you not using it?
I say we use it. I don't think there are any other caches.
Yeah, there's no other caches on the way.
So I say use it. If timing wise.
And burn it to last, Glenn.
I doubt
Wrong.
we'll make it all the way there.
Yeah, that's a long way.
Drawing tools. It's been a while. I mean, Hastian, it's a few days to get there. Chances are pretty darn slim that you'd get there tonight, even with the speedy horseshoes.
But using the speedy horseshoes tonight, we'll get there all the sooner the next day or the day after.
Okay. I'll need a percentile check from somebody and a nature check for the horses.
Nice. Oof.
Okay.
Why-
Not a good
Why are
start.
some of these rolls not coming through?
17. I will burn a hero point. That was bad.
Yeah, with a natural 1, probably good use. And a 97% from Guzmik. Hell. The road continuing to the east towards Last Glen is a little rougher. The seems a bit less traveled than the heart of Cyrenthe. Might be the reason why it's given you as much trouble as it is, Joanna. Though the horses are able to follow it well enough. Maybe Wendy is a little more excitable. She's kind of pulling off on a different direction, so maybe she's being a little bit of trouble.
She's sugared up.
Yep. And especially going at the speeds that you are by utilizing the last charge of your Zephyr horseshoes of Zephyr, whatever the heck I call them. The day travels kind of without any impact, any major event. So again, getting towards that final point in the day as the sun starts to set and you realize it might be about time to settle down. Sure enough, another kind of roadside campsite kind of comes into view. as this is probably as good a place as any to hole up for the night. With that, since we are starting to go to kind of a shorter stream, we're going to be ending at 10 o'clock tonight. It is now the halfway point. So we're going to take a quick little break, refresh our drinks, and we will be back here shortly to continue the story to figure out what the heck happens this evening. So everyone, we'll see you back in just a few minutes, but stick around.
Okay.
All right, everyone, we are back. Thanks for hanging in there.
Not a
as-
euphemism.
As we
That's
got some new drinks. Let's see. Actually, the calendar, I did want to update to make sure we're right. That's an accident. Ignore the click.
Can't.
You can't.
I can't.
I can't either. Oh, no.
All right. We last left off where the players were pausing for the night, setting up camp. Is there anything else to be planned during this? Are you foraging? Are you hunting? Are you just continuing on with what you have kind of already made and making do?
How late is it?
I mean, you probably have. It is probably an hour before sunset, we'll say. So you probably still have some dusk and you have some time, but it was a ready-made camp kind of on the side of the road.
I'd go hunt.
It's always good to keep our food stores up. I could dig
Yeah.
for some berries, some fruit. I'm into berries now, so
On a berry kick.
I can do that to supplement all of the meat you bring in.
Don't jinx it.
I'm gonna just stay with the Bardo and see what we have in the stores for any type of like spices and such that we can add to whatever they come back with.
Well, let's get a nature check from the gals as they're going hunting and foraging.
$19.
God, I don't know why your rolls are not showing up on my thing. That's okay. 19 and 5. All right. Guzmik looking for berries. Unsuccessful. It is.
I come back and say I couldn't find anything, and there's just a little bit of purple on the side of my face. I found one and I ate it.
Joanna, though, quite successful. Let's see. Probably a few rabbits were found. A number of squirrels, if you want to try to take any squirrels. Kind of
I don't
whatever you
think
can
I've
get.
found squirrels yet. So yeah.
Joanna comes back with a random assortment of goodies for the night.
Nice.
Straight to Heskin.
Taking the time to prepare them, get them ready, stew them together as however you want. Relatively plain tonight. The spices are plenty, but other sides are to be left wanting.
Yeah.
But with that, a pretty simple meal is to be had. Anything else that you'd want to do overnight or before the nighttime watches?
Hey Guzmik, this this cloak of my dad's, to me it's kind of weird that it's still in such good shape. Can you
Yeah.
take a look at it with your magical eyes and see if you can tell if there's anything magic or cool about it?
Yeah, I definitely can do that. It still is in the same condition it was when we saw it earlier today. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I'll do a detect magic on it first. As a cantrip. Where are my spells? Yeah. Why that's so hard to find. So okay, yep. I'll pulse on it.
It definitely is magical.
Okay. Could I do like maybe some kind of occultism check or something on it? Because like this place is lousy with occultism.
Sure.
Like all his stuff. All that circus stuff.
Yo,
Wow. Mm, yeah. I'll reroll. I'll take another hero point. God, I got so many.
Just keep thinking that.
Not too much better. I'm not doing it again. 14.
14. Okay. It takes some time. We'll say a lot longer than normal. Of kind of sitting by the fire, trying to trace some of the patterns that are embroidered onto it. You get a number of the moons, kind of with a symbol on it, showcasing which moon it is. You get a number of the stars. You see, depictions of animals, and it is just kind of a lot before you realize that maybe most of the embroidery was added in later to add some more showmanship. And
that's sad.
the ones that you actually needed to focus on were these other ones.
Mm.
I dropped it into loot, but it is an elemental cloak. The occultism does kind of feed better into it because this cloak is not without its own risk. As at the start of the day, you choose its effects that it has, and it comes with a boon and bane, where you can either be partially resistant to fire or ice, but knowing that you'll be more weak to its opposite during that same day.
And you actively choose each morning.
Yep, and it is set like that for the day.
Well, Hessian, do you want to wear it? I mean, it's your dad's cloak.
I've already got my cloak. My flourishing cloak.
I mean, do you think this one, your flourishing cloak is cool, but
What are you trying to say?
I don't know. Do you think this one might benefit you more? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, yes, potentially, yeah.
Maybe I could have your flourishing cloak. You'd have to
I see
downsize
how
it a
you
little.
are.
Think about it. You don't have to decide
Yeah,
right.
yeah. We definitely will.
Protection or flare.
Right, but
That is a pretty cool cloak, that flourishing one.
yeah. Well, we'll talk about it more.
All right. I mean, that one does make sense for you to have too, because you're like our guy
Yeah,
that does all
I'm
that
the
stuff.
face.
What are you saying?
What do you mean? I'm the face. I'm the person that interacts usually with the shopkeepers and such.
All right. That's not a comment on our physical appearances or anything. As long as that's the case.
God, no.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So the barker, the ringmaster, the face is the person that has the yeah.
All right. We'll put the other. We'll put the new cloak in our stash. for now. Unless
Okay.
Joanna, what's your cloak?
Mm,
I
I
feel
just-
like I just have a warm cloak. That's it.
Yeah. I like neutrals.
Well,
Kinda-
I mean, this might be a little bit dramatic for your style,
Yeah. I don't want to be the face.
but
I wanna
you are the
blend in.
no the elemental one. You're the tyrant of the desert. I mean, I feel like that they might need protection. This is called branding, Joanna. You might need
I-
protection against ice, and benefits for heat or whatever. I mean, we're just spitballing here.
Hmm? I should pay you to be my manager because you're a lot better at branding.
You do
Put it
have a
away.
name now,
I do.
Tyrant of the Desert. Do you like it?
I do.
Yeah.
I need cards.
You need cards. Like, how many fights have you been in, really? I mean, like, we just need cards for fights, right?
Yes, but only if I win.
It's fair. Or if you make a good showing, like
Hmm?
when you fought that bear, like, it could have gone either way, And if as long as you made a good showing against a bear,
Yeah?
still hand out a card.
It's a lot of cards.
It's a lot of cards to keep track of, yeah. But something to think about.
I'll work on a logo.
I think it could just be this.
Be what?
Just this. Just that on the card. And we're looking at one tiny little green hand with like the claws down underneath here.
Hmm?
It could just be that.
It's a little intricate. I'm not good at drawing. I can do peaches.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you're great at that. Where's my pillow, by the way? Just
Oh, I washed it. Here it is.
You washed it?
Yeah, you gotta wash all the cleanliness,
Oh, my carving is all messed up now. I worked hard to make those two little impressions
Oh,
just right.
okay. I won't wash it again. I'm sorry. I thought.
Fix it. Put those impressions back for me with your arm. Just pat it down. Make it like it was.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. That's much better. And I sit on it. And I move around on it a little bit. Work it in. Thanks for thinking of me.
You're welcome.
I'll put the cloak away because I want to know where it is. I might look at the embroidery later for inspiration.
Dad always had a flair for the dramatic, and he always added more stuff to these pieces that he got. I was at one point I thought that he was doing it to increase the power and the abilities within, but it just seems like he was, trying to be showy.
I can embroider your cloak. Sounds familiar.
I maybe we'll do that. I don't know.
I'll
I'm
practice.
good with it the way it is.
Johnny, you can embroider my cloak. If you felt like you wanted to do some crafting on the road.
I did offer, but now I'm scared. I need a practice, like a
I'm sorry. It's not that I look. Showmanship, flash is good when you want to be seen. I don't always want to be seen.
Hmm?
I sneak around a lot, right?
What did the flourishing cape look like? I actually kind of forgot. Is it flashy?
Not really. It was a fairly simple cape that just
Dramatic billow.
yes.
It
As-
works
as
hard
needed.
not to detract from the dramatic effect it has than to be too showy.
Perfect. Oh. I'll take the cloak for now.
So, I will work on getting that into Foundry so that you can actually automatically do it. But
Thank you.
every morning, you can decide if you want to invest in it. You can invest up to 10 items. Essentially, it's just like attunement in Dungeons and Dragons. But then you would have to choose your resistance and weakness for the day. If you were to wear it. Or you can just leave it in your bag for now.
Which is which side?
Red out gets your fire resistance. Blue out is your ice resistance. Your cold resistance.
Oh, it's in the item description. Oh, wow. My bad. Thank you.
Anything else?
Don't think so.
All right. Watches tonight. Same order, I assume.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Let's get them perception check rolls, please.
Finally.
Yeah, wow.
Well, one of us just really was perceptive tonight. You guys did okay, too.
I was gonna say, I actually can't see your roll.
That's just it. For some reason,
That's weird.
two of the players' rolls are not coming through, so
Two?
I can
Who's
still
that
read
aren't?
them. Well, Mike's is the only ones that are like showing up on stream.
Oh.
So
Oh, weird.
yeah, it's something I'm on my end somewhere probably, or who knows. It's not the end of the world, but I can still see what you rolled. You just know dice rolling across the screen and showing up on stream. That's all.
Oh, so we should be calling him out right now, probably.
Of
30.
doing things right.
No. Our numbers.
Oh
Our
no,
rolls.
it's okay. Well, yeah, I'll announce it as we go. It's fine. Hashian got the 19, while Joanna and
Yep.
Guzmik had 30 and 29 respectively. So very perceptive. I think Guzmik's first usually.
Yes.
Yep.
So I can sleep in. Always.
Guzmik, Hestian, Joanna.
Okay, let's see.
Oh.
It's extra. No, wait, it was this one. Here we go. And of course,
You had to go with the creepy one.
hold
Yep.
on.
Something's going down.
Well, and the problem is the
I like
stream.
the other
Don't worry,
one.
it's coming. For some reason,
Give us the music we want.
sometimes the OBS does not pick up Foundry, but if I go to its other version, it picks it up just fine. I don't have a freaking clue, but whatever. I see that at least the stream can hear it, so that's what's important. Guzmik. I guess what does your watch out here look like?
Well, I would say it's probably a typical watch. We've never been down here before, so I'm not as comfortable as I usually am. We're moving into this new weird area. I think I am aware of where the moons are right now because I'm feeling a little less than confident. And yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna otherwise just stay awake from my watch and touch my Salil pendant every once in a while and just kind of hope quietly that everything goes okay. That we're able to find what we need to help Hestion's father get the release that he needs. And I kind of just ask her for guidance, getting the last bit of cash in the form of caches.
As you kind of are finishing up with this pseudo prayer, this wish passing forward, you are startled by movement over by the horses. Before you realize it is more of just the horses. But Wendy, who had been laying down previously, has kind of snorted in, like she gave a short snort and has kind of stood up and is kind of like pacing a little bit, trying to almost like walk in circles and paw a bit at the ground.
At the ground.
Mhm.
Okay. That's not significant because when she gets weirded out, she hooves the ground a little bit, I think. It's not her saying stuff is coming out of the ground, right?
It doesn't seem like an earnest emergency, kind of hoofing at the ground, but she is still hoofing at the ground longer than you'd expect her to.
Let's see. My speak with animals is once per day. This is still the same day, correct? That I
Correct.
talked to Wendy earlier.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna just go to a higher alert status, I think. And I think I probably typically do my watches from on top of the Vardo. So I'm going to do a 360 with my dark vision and then hop down to where Wendy is and see if I can hear anything or see anything.
Okay.
Where she is.
Kind of looking about, the area around you all is quiet, peaceful. It has been slowly kind of warming up as the weeks have gone by, the 10 days have gone by, but nothing out of the ordinary. Partly cloudy tonight. And hopping down, it seems to be a pretty safe time to leave your heightened position as you kind of hop down and head over towards Wendy. Kind of looking about where she is, you find that what she is pawing at, or hoofing at, is an odd lump in the dirt. Seems that her laying spot of choice was not as smooth as she was hoping for.
Is this bump moving? Or is it like just a
When she
bump in the
paws
ground?
at it, it ends up shaking a little bit. And you catch with dark vision, you see in grays. On occasion, as she paws at it, you will catch a bit of a sparkle seems to catch your eye. Not a spark, but a sparkle, a bit of glittering, kind of being thrown off on occasion.
I would like to cast Detect Magic as a cantrip on
Nothing.
that. Huh. Pull out Dog Slicer. And it's not a pristine weapon in any way, shape, or form, so I'll start kind of digging at the ground around it, around the bump, with Dog Slicer.
Dog slicer being a utility tool. Works as a shovel. As you're kind of
Well,
poking around it, digging up around a little bit.
it's a multi-tool.
It is a multi-tool. As a round, like almost ball-shaped kind of node of rock seems to be coming loose.
Getting down with the fingernails.
As you're digging about, you see that this round rock isn't terribly round, and it is partially cracked. And you can see very sharp, jagged edges kind of partially inside of this rock.
It's a geode.
Yeah, it's a geode.
Or a mouth.
Pff,
It's a mimic.
that's what, oh God. Alert you all. 2 screams. Well, I'll try to get it out.
Yeah, it doesn't take that much effort, and you're kind of able to free it. As sure enough, you have this relatively round stone with looks to be a geode of some sort.
I'll hold it up like Gollum does with the ring. No, I'm not gonna. I'll polish it off. It's not magic. It's just pretty, I think.
Yep.
So I'm gonna, like spit on it and polish it up with my saliva in my shirt, and finish up my watch back up on top. Working the rock.
It doesn't take too long, and you are able to see that inside of the stone is seems to be an amethyst geode. Probably worth some money to somebody if you wanted to sell it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna finish cleaning it up. Wait for my watch to be over and then wake up Heston.
Sure enough, the watch passes uneventfully for the rest of it. Wendy does seem to, once you kind of leave, she'll settle back into position next to the rest of the horses and does not seem to give any more fits. So quite successful in taking care of her problem as your watch passes uneventfully. Waking up Hastian?
Yep. I'm also gonna say, hey, I found a cool rock right over there,
Nice.
in case you're interested.
We'll look at it, I think, in the morning. But yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah, just words of passing. Found a cool rock. Have a good night.
Nice.
Meditating.
Cool rock. How cool can it really be, Hastian, if Guzmek found it? Thinking it's a cool rock.
That's not what I think. The hell?
I go to bed angry.
I'd be like, hey, let's look at it in the morning when the sun's out so we have good light.
He's not even going to ask about it tomorrow morning.
No, completely forget
Yeah,
about it.
I know. I know.
How's your pet rock there, Guzmik?
Oh my God, that is not what Hestian would do. Holy cow!
All right.
Flips table, walks off.
Yeah. Hastian, your watch is to be had.
Yeah.
Passes pretty uneventfully. I guess, is there anything you'd want to do during this time?
No, I think I'm just gonna do the watch and keep an eye out because I'm assuming Guzmik said found a cool rock over there by the horses, so I'm gonna actually keep an eye out by the watching mainly where the horses are at, see what's going on with them, that type of thing. See if there's any other movement over there.
All right. You're probably relatively. I'm sure you keep enough distance and stealthy enough not to disrupt the horses. So your watch too will pass uneventfully, as is in time to wake up Joanna for her shift.
Wake her up. Hey, Guzmik found a really cool rock.
Where is it?
She's got it. We'll look at it tomorrow. We'll look at it in the morning.
Fine.
Yeah.
Go do my watch.
Joanna, your watch as well to be had. Quiet. Passes quickly. Thinking about your cloak,
Thinking about my cloak.
maybe.
No, this is unknown territory. I'm scared. I'll still talk to Abe. That's fine, but focused.
Okay. With your talking to Abe and your 30, still doesn't move.
Yay! Good boy.
You are acutely aware of any movement Abe might do. Nothing.
Good buddy.
With that, dawn arrives. Everyone ends up waking up, getting ready for the day.
Well, I'm getting breakfast prepared to say, hey, Guzmik, you found a rock last night. What's it look like? What's going on?
You turn around and Guzmik's been staring at you like this for probably 5 minutes. Okay. Here it is. So glad you asked. Was gonna punch you in the mouth if you didn't. Only kidding. Only kidding.
Yeah.
Look at it. Wendy actually found it last night.
Cool.
Wendy was digging it up. I just helped her, with these and with the dog slicer. It's pretty cool. I mean, I think it's worth some money too. We got
So
two.
Guzma gets like this kind of big
Okay.
for you.
Well, that
Half
is
of
really that's an interesting find. I mean, I think you're right. I think it's probably going to be worth something to the right buyer.
Somebody might be interested. I mean, we
Yeah.
have 2 items now in the last 24 hours. It could be worth some cash. I mean, how much do we have left that we need to get? What's our count? Joanna, where are you?
30.
What are you doing over there?
Really afraid of you and your rock now. I was interested, but
You were leaning in.
6,500, I think is what we have left.
We got 5,000 from this last cash.
Yep. I have 20,000, 6,000, 2,500, and 5,000 is what we found. So 33,500. Right? Okay. Thank you.
Let's take that to
I
her
get it.
and maybe offer her the mana flower.
It was specific though, overflowing coin.
I understand that, but the mana flower is worth a lot of money. And thus, she might take it. Plus, it's probably worth more to her because it is a mana flower. And I'm betting that she has some way of pulling the spells and the magic out of it. Whereas, like, I don't, and you don't, Joanna, but Guzmik might at some point. But I don't know if you do right now, so.
Let's think about this, though, for a second, right? Like, she's doing this thing to your dad. Do we want to give her something that gives her possibly a bunch more magic? I mean, I know we want to give her money and free your dad.
Here's my thought. We start with the offer of whatever silver we have. If she says that's not enough, then we have two other things that are potentially valuable. The amethyst geode, your cool rock, or the mana flower. Or we say, this is a down payment, we'll bring you the rest later. So we've got three potential additional things that we could do for this person once we find her and once we make her an offer. If she refuses the offer that we provide to her, then we look for then we decide one of the three things that we're going to do. And I think that what we want to do is we want to, when we get to Last Glen, because she's not in Last Glen, she's out past east of Last Glen. When we get to Last Glen, we make our choice as to which of the three items or things that we're going to offer if she refuses the offer of the coin that we have currently.
It might be worthwhile while we're in Last Glen, too, just to maybe get the geode appraised.
Oh, most definitely.
There's somebody there that could tell us.
And if the geode could make up the difference, then we just make up the difference and hand her the silver.
I mean, I just know it's worth money. I don't know how much, so.
Yeah, totally.
I'm a doctor, not a rock
geologist
specialist.
Is she in Last Glen?
No, she's beyond Last Glen.
Is she? I couldn't remember if we knew where she was. Okay.
Yeah.
We know she's in the marshes beyond Last Glen, and that is it the Fire-tailed tribe? The something-tailed tribe? Burnt-tailed tribe.
Something.
Thank you. Clan, yeah.
Burnt-tailed clan.
They'll probably help us find her.
Who said that? They're coming.
Okay. Options.
We have lots of options. And so we don't have any more, there's no more caches until after Last Glen, correct?
Right.
Wait.
Yep.
Near Last Glen.
2 near Last Glen.
I don't. Pretty close, right? And then one more farther.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. There's one.
Where's that map? Should we hit those 2 first on our way before we go into the marshes?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Should we hit those before? I don't see the map. I don't know where it is. Are they outside of Last Glen or are they near Last Glen?
To me, it looks like right before a little south.
Okay, let's go and get those before we hit Last Glen and see what we end up with, and then we'll go to Last Glen, have one more night of civilization before we go out into the marshes.
Maybe we get some stuff that is kind of water resistant. I hate
Yeah.
wet meat. I hate it.
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay.
I forgot. Yeah, okay. Forgot water. Gross.
Probably weird bugs too. I mean,
Ah,
I've never been to this swampy stuff like this, but I hear people talk about big weird bugs. Just be ready.
decent noodle.
Decent effing noodle.
They don't have any bugs in the desert, do they? Joanna.
I can punch something huge. Yeah. Big. And it's, I don't know. I don't like uncertainty, and I don't know what these bugs are.
Maybe there's no bugs. Maybe I'm just consider your source. I mean, I don't even know my source. I just know that I've heard stuff like this.
You hear a lot of stuff. Turns out to be true.
I mean,
Under rock.
you know, I don't make the news. I just report it.
I won't shoot the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger. It's just good. It's good to be ready, to be prepared, just in case. You know. Maybe we'll find some waterproof footwear in one of the caches.
Hmm?
Heston, maybe your dad was, just he planned ahead. He knew he was gonna maybe go to the marsh one day, so he put these items in these caches on the way out. I don't know.
Possible.
He had a cool cape in that last one.
Yeah.
We are definitely gonna go back there, though.
Okay. Yes, I agree.
Right.
So you are heading off to Last Glen. Are you looking into the caches, into the map, into the journal that kind of gives a better idea of where those caches are? You know, the one to the north, kind of near the end of that river there, does read that it is buried in the muck, in the water, between two stones. And there's kind of a very crude drawing of a little pond and a couple stones that are like starred and like a big X in the center. The other one reads, at the fourth support of spike wall on the outside, just underground. The scenes, one is like directly there, one is a little off to the north, outside of Last Glen. The other one is like right at the city limits, essentially, of Last Glen.
Okay, so we'll go to the one to the north, and then we'll come back to the one. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what if there's enough money in? I mean, we don't need to get wet. We don't. We don't need to dig in the muck.
So you want to go to the other one first, at the fourth support of the spike wall one. Just outside of town.
Just putting it out there. This is Hestian's decision, but just-
Well, I mean, no, it's not my decision. We work as a group here. So if we want to just go to the spike wall and pick that one up, we certainly may. I'm just trying to hedge our bets and say, well, if we get more than enough money to pay this gal off, then we keep the excess. My plan is, after we're done getting her taken care of, that we'll go back to the place where the trapdoor went down, explore that for a little bit, and if we survive, then we'll continue looking at the points on this map and find ourselves some more cash, because cash is a good thing. And hopefully while we're down here, we can check out Boar and see what's going on, if they have any information about that gal who has the other ring and the rod, right? And go from there.
Okay, so we are gonna go. We're gonna go to the cache that's not wet first,
Okay,
Is that what we're doing?
right? I mean,
sure, works for me.
we
I
need to
had to make
decide, you guys.
I made the decision last time. I was the third vote, so this.
Then I'm
Someone
gonna
pick a
say
side.
we're gonna try not to get wet until we absolutely have to.
Okay. So it's decided. That's where we're
Yep.
headed.
Exactly.
This one is underground. But we're nowhere near the marshes yet, so should be good.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Okay. Say it like that.
Making
Now I'm
a
scared.
face.
Yeah.
What are you scared about?
Your attitude.
Pat, okay. Have we had an issue recently on any of these? Actually, have we had an issue with any of these caches that we've dug up?
Not so far.
Okay,
We
so
didn't really finish the one we just did. I mean, we got the cache that we did actually complete the task, but
yeah,
there could be something crazy there. There could be crazy stuff.
right, but
I'm kinda
that's
hoping
not
there
what
is.
we're here for. We got. What I'm saying is that it's been fairly mundane so far. And worst case scenario, the worst thing that we had happen is those kids that came after us and were apparently, in my opinion, trying to rob us. But, took care of that. And all we got to do now is get the rest of the money. So let's go and get the cash that's not wet and take care of that. And then if it's still not enough, we can go to the wet one before we go into the marsh and get even more wet.
I think I'm delaying the inevitable.
I'm still with you because, I mean, if we get enough money to pay her off with this cash, then everything else that we find is ours.
Cheese and noodle unite.
Right? So, heading to Last Glen.
Yep.
Sure. Let's get the daily rolls.
I'll do the percentile.
Don't screw it up.
9
Nice.
and 4.
Nice.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Don't make that face.
It's more of how
I don't know why.
why is your name different?
What?
The percentile
it?
roll.
Oh.
I can't even
What
see
did
your
it come up
percentile roll.
as? Cursed Dragon?
Yeah.
What?
What the
Oh,
what?
I saw that on something else when I tried to loot the box.
Oh, got it. Yeah, okay. I did name the.
Yep.
Yeah, the box came from the Cursed Dragon at one point. I haven't renamed it. Got it. Okay.
Oh, is that what you're saying to us?
It's still, oh my god, it still comes up.
Yeah, you gotta.
I don't even see it.
What?
If you hit escape, you break from the loot chest, and then you could roll just fine.
Okay, well, we'll still take that 94.
Oh yeah, 100%. You're fine.
Sorry, I'm just trying to see if I get. No, it still says Cursed Dragon.
New
I
nickname.
guess I'm this Cursed Dragon.
Yeah.
And you sent Keith Neck away. All right. Joanna, natural 20.
Weird.
And then 94 for that percentile. So, as the day begins, the weather has started to turn sour. You can feel a bit of inclement weather heading in your direction. Though, maybe with that, or spurred on a bit, you are able to outrun the impending weather. It's about a little after midday when you see Last Glen come into view. What first catches your eye, and you've seen this before, though it's been quite some time, are a set of 3 trees. Tightly in close proximity to each other, though they are huge. If your understanding of what you're seeing is right. Probably 40 feet in diameter. A good 150, 200 feet high. The canopy looks a little odd. And underneath them as well, you can see kind of a growing canopy of trees, or of treetops. The trees around just look as you're walking upon up to a small glade of trees. But as you get closer, you realize those trees outside are set away from the canopy of the town. And then you realize, no, those trees are kind of like a spike wall set up. You start seeing buildings kind of behind that. But in the center of the town, you realize what you thought were trees are instead like 3 very close towers with a they seem to be wood and painted as though it were bark, and as well from the tops of the towers as well you can see kind of patchwork facade of a treetop and other trees kind of coming out from that. It's almost like a sunshade out from the base of those trees. Got a good 40, 50 up. Again, more of that fake tree leaf to kind of, from a distance, it were to look like a number of small trees and a couple large trees. As you get closer, it is truly like a bit of perspective camouflage, as Last Glen is this partially fortified small town, though its fortifications are dated, are simply the spike wall and these very tall towers in the center of town. With that, players, it is 9:46. I know we said we were going to start calling a little early. So at this point, this is probably where I will stop for this week, because we're going to be starting to play every week for the winter, depending on how everybody's feeling and how everyone's schedules are. But for at least for October, we're planning every week. So just kind of work us back into those weekly schedules. We'll pause right there. I don't remember how to do the outro. How's everyone doing?
Woot! Normally you
Woot.
give your same thing about, hey, join me on my Discord. The same type of stuff that you did on the intro.
Same.
And
You
then,
do your same thing. Nice rock there, Tyler.
and then you ask us to do the same
It's kind of a
thing.
plain rock.
And then you raid out to someone.
All right. So yeah, everyone, again, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching, players. Thank you for being here with me tonight and playing. Again, it was a little discombobulated session, but hopefully it was okay. Everyone, the music that you heard tonight comes from our bard, Gregulus Designs in the Dirtwood. If you would like to join my Discord, you can. Admittedly, it's a small Discord, and I don't post in there nearly enough, but feel free. Let's see. Anyone who had followed, remember, send me a message, and we can get a character built up for you that will interact with the players in one way or another. And actually, we're approaching a village, so now would be a really good time to do that. With that, I think we'll go to Mike of where people can find you before we end up playing again, and a little bit about yourself, maybe, or how the session worked. I don't know.
Session was great, Ty. Thank you. I'm Mike Madcap23 on most of the socials. I haven't been posting recently. Sorry, I'm looking for a new position, a new job, but that's something completely different. The thing that you saw me drinking from earlier was something that I do in my other spare time, which is 3D printing. It was a 3D printed skull that I have to actually make larger. Doing this for about 30 years. Hess Jr. Whisper Elf Rogue tonight. Thank you so much, Ty. Great session. Let's role play. Loved it. That back to you.
All right, and Allie, I guess, how did the session treat you?
Good. That's a roleplay. I gotta think of a roleplay term for drunk text because I keep saying it, and I know they wouldn't say it, but
You don't always have to have something that fits the narrative. I mean,
Fun,
we
though.
all know what it is.
die cut.
It's
Okay.
like a drunken ode that you regret in the morning.
Drunken ode. Like it. I'll probably say drunk text because I'll forget next session.
It's quite all right.
Yeah, and I was Joanna the Human Monk.
And Shelly, how was the night for you, and where can we find you before we play again next week?
The night was great for me. I had a lot of fun. I love the role play. Decent noodle is my jam. I am Shelly, also known as Flea Monkey, out in the world, and hey, it's Flea Monkey specifically on Threads and Instagram. I don't think you'll find me anywhere pretty much until next week. In fact, I believe that here in Cyrenthe, you have exclusive rights to me throughout the month of October. So, expect great things from Guzmik, your friendly neighborhood cleric.
And with that, I think we're going to raid out to Laugh Love Lindy. We shall see you all next week. I'll be on at some point in time, probably playing some games and thinking more about the games. So if you have any ideas and want me to throw things in the path of the players, let me know. But with that, I've been Tithanos, and we shall see you all next week. Thanks all.